witnessing history here today.
Lightning, when it flashes, tells a story of it all. So we'll keep on
Champions will be crowned.
thinking we'll smoke out the liars. We don't give up when we're tired. That is
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the inaugural Supercross Futures AMA National Championship.
Here and Mike Garrison in the booth. Supercrossfutures.com, the live stream. Welcome back to Las Vegas, Mike, and our just got off a track maintenance break there. As you can see, the track is ready to go for our second set of motos here. And coming up next is the race 16 85cc 9 to 15-year-olds. And on the line, we have Jeremy Fapani on the 2, Chase Meyer de Herrera on the 3, and the 11 of Bradley Sharma in the 16 of Miles Gilmore. Interesting to see what he's going to do in this one. He had some troubles earlier today.
Yeah, then we got the 21 of Enzo Timmerman, the 28 of Jace Henriches, the 29 of Julian Bomer, the 34 of Jackson Tully, and of course here comes the 38 of Hayden Deegan as well. Gate drop in this one. Casey Cochran running right up the inside. Oh, Cochran goes down.
He did, lost the front end there, and another rider hit him. Another rider back here in that first turn, so about 3 or 4 riders down early in this one, our 85cc 9 to 15. We also got Noah Viney. We're going to keep an eye on him. Jace Williams, Carson Milliken, Cole Kish, Aiden Allers, Aiden Sheets, Nico Long, Caden Davidson, Travis Pine, Nathan Abbott, Tyler Williamson, and Dylan Blakea. The number 2 out front, Fapani, Mike, and into the sand. You see a fresh new track as they cleaned it up there during our little break.
Well, yeah, one thing that's going to be interesting in this one, Hayden Deegan, not the start he was hoping for. Off the start, he was in the 8th place spot. He's already worked his way up into the number 6 spot. He's now trying to work his way up right now, but Fapani out front, leading the way here. Davidson in 2nd, Black in 3rd, Bomer in 4th, Long, and now Deegan up into the number 6 spot. Keep an eye on Deegan through this rhythm section here. There's your race leader, the number 2 of Jeremy Fapani. Out front early on, leading this one.
Yeah, track looks really good. They cleaned up some of those sections and some of the ruts in those rhythm sections. The corners look pretty good as well. As he doubles up here, steps over single and into the stair step and back out of the stadium. It's Jeremy Fapani, the 2 out of Scottsdale, Arizona on the Pro Circuit Bell in the Helio 7 518 Designs ride, leading this one. He's got a good lead over Caden Davidson. Hayden Deegan, like you said, he's up to 3rd now. Julian Beamer and Dylan Blakea, your top 5 in this one. This one's going to get pretty good here in a little bit as Deegan through the sand. Look at him tearing it up.
Yeah, Hayden Deegan doubled his way through there, taking the inside line. Deegan on the 38, the Orange Brigade KTM rider, up into the number 2 spot now. Cuts back to the inside. He's got some catching up to do to catch up to Fapani, though. Fapani just ahead of him there. Right now, they're 3.7 seconds apart, but last time around, both with a 105. Hayden Deegan with a 105.6, Fapani with a 105.7. There you see Deegan doubling all the way through that section there, trying to make up as much time as possible. Boy, you're right, Dave. I tell you what, the track looks fantastic for these riders here in this one.
And remember, for Hayden Deegan early, he raced, I think it was Moto either 1 or 2, might have been, I think the second one actually, came through the tunnel and lost that front end just early in the morning and wasn't ready for it. Track looks really good right now, and he is on the gas. He's got to catch up. He is 3.2 behind Jeremy Fapani. Looks like it's closing in now.
Well, here they head back into the sand section right now down Monster Alley, back into the stadium now. We're watching Hayden Deegan. You see him doubling over that into the sand. Oh, wow. Talk about
high,
close.
Front end high on that one. hanging on, going for a ride, but he knows he's got to get going here if he wants to catch Fapani. As you'll see Fapani on the right side of the screen there. There's Hayden Deegan.
Well, Deegan that time around a 103.8. Fapani with a 104.4. So he gained about 0.6 of a second here this time around.
You got Caden Davidson in third, Julian Beamer in fourth, Dylan Blaka in that fifth spot, Nathan Abbott in sixth, Carson Millick in the seventh, Nico Long eighth, Chase Meyer de Herrera in the ninth, and Enzo Temmerman round out the top 10. Midway through this 85cc 9 to 15-year-olds, we're watching Hayden Deegan. The yellow flags through that rhythm. One rider off the side of the track. Was that? Let's see. Nope. So Fapani just went through the screen there. Here is Hayden Deegan here in second as Fapani enters the sand section right there.
One thing we just saw Hayden Deegan do, he rolled through that section because of the yellow flags. We saw that situation earlier, and it actually ended up costing the rider because on a yellow flag, you can still double. You do not have to roll through there. If the cross flag comes out, you've got to roll that section. So Deegan played it safe there, but that may have cost him some time on Fapani. We'll have to see when they come around here. Fapani with a 103.7. Deegan, I think, is going to be in the 104, maybe 105 range as he crosses here in the number 2 spot, 104.5 there. He's going to be 3.9 seconds back. So Fapani right now looking really good out front on the number 2 bike out of Scottsdale, Arizona, backed by Pro Circuit.
So did he just triple there, or did he double? I saw you and Ricky having a battle there. I think he was messing you up, and you got.
I see both sides.
I understand.
It's a tricky situation.
So, don't get me into it. I'm not going to get into it. We'll check the. They're working on a poll on the Supercross Futures Instagram.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Fapani out front, Hayden Deegan second, and Julian Beamer in that third spot. Look at Fapani through this sand section. They cleaned it up. It's not as ruddy right now. It'll get torn up pretty quickly, but he is looking good out front.
This is probably the fastest these riders are going to be able to go through that sand section today, assuming they don't have another track maintenance break before one of their other motos, because the sand right now is as smooth as it's going to get. White flag is out. 1 lap left to go right now for Fapani.
Look at him through this rhythm, just kind of double through. Threw in a little body English on each one of those as well. Then he'll double. I consider that a triple.
So you're on my side.
I am on your side.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that.
Just because the table is at one jump, there would normally be a second jump there for the backside of the table. That's how I see it. So it's 1, 2, 3.
There you go. See?
So vote for me. It is Fapani, Hayden Deegan, Dylan Blaka, Julian Beamer, and Nathan Abbott now top 5. Caden Davidson has dropped back 1, and Carson Milliken is 7th. Here's through the sand. This is Fapani on the gas, and Deegan closing in, Mike. 1.7 now. Let's watch the timing as they come over the finish line.
Not going to be enough time, though. This should be the checker flag, and it is Jeremy Fapani taking a moto win there. Deegan will have to settle for second, but as you said earlier, a second is as good as first in the first round of motos, because Deegan still is in contention for that overall. All he's got to do is win the second moto. Dylan Blaka going to finish up in the number 3 spot there. Julian Boomer in the 4th spot, and Nathan Abbott rounding out your top 5 here.
So Fapani out of Scottsdale, Arizona, the Pro Circuit Bell, Nihilio 7, and Dunlop ride takes the win. Hayden Deegan, that 38 ride, KTM Orange Brigade ride, will finish up second, and Blecha, the 511.
Hats off to Casey Cochran there, going down in the first turn. He had the whole shot, tucked the front end. Still, though, in such a short race, was able to fight his way back up to 9th place, which is pretty impressive. Miles Gilmore, not out there here in this one.
So something happened earlier today. Well, we'll move on now to our Open B. It's race 17.
Well, stay with us here. We're going to take just a quick break here. Stay with us right here on Supercross Futures. We'll be right back for race number 17. We are back in Open B, Moto number 1 on the line right now, getting set to go. Here in this one, we got the 25 of Spencer Winter, the 28 of Jack Beeland, the 43 of Cameron Brown, 58 of Noah Schuring, and the number 64 of Doc Smith.
Louis Macias on the 78, Adam Cranford the 127, Blake Hazen the 269, and Riston Grigg on the 272. Noah Wright is the 357, and Dylan Flatley on the 807. A lot of these guys raced earlier today, Mike, in 250B, so we're going to see them out here again, and keep an eye on what Riston Grigg was the one that surprised me. He had a rough time earlier today. Blake Hazen's been riding good. Doc Smith, we'll keep an eye on. Spencer Winter, all of them. Breland, Cameron Brown, and the crew getting ready to go here. As you see on the screen, Open B on the line. Coming up next after this will be 35 plus, and then we'll go into Open C.
Macias looked really strong yesterday. He's riding the TM 2-stroke. I believe he's going to be the only 2-stroke on the line here in this one. He's third from that inside gate. Looking for the gate to drop here. Open B, off and underway. Into the first turn they go. I believe that might be Grigg working his way around for the whole shot. No, it is not. That is Cranford. Adam Cranford, who had a big crash earlier in one of the other motos as he was trying to catch up into the lead. So good to see him back out there. Spencer Winter in second. Grigg up to third here.
There's Grigg actually sneaking into second now as they come back into the stadium.
Back around through the sand section here. Cranford out front leading the way. Grigg up to second. Winter in third. Macias in fourth.
So Cranford, the 127 ride early leader out of Tennessee, Real Deal Training Facility, Cycle Gear. And then Riston Grigg out of, I believe, the East Coast there, Team Green Kawasaki, Mr. Motorcycle Power Sports of Greenville.
Cranford tripling out of that section right there, trying to gain a little bit of time, but Grigg hanging right there with him, tripling out as well. We saw a couple, actually Cranford was the rider we saw earlier that jumped out of that tabletop rhythm section all the way out, almost hit the hay bale, but we'll see if he does it again here in this one. He knows he can do it though, so at this point, if Grigg gets up and it happens to pass him, he's got a little extra ammo in there that he can pull out if he needs it. Here they come back around down Monster Alley, coming back into the stadium now, into the sand section. Cranford out front, Grigg in second, Winter, Macias, Hazen, your top five.
Yeah, kind of tossing over to the side there. It is Adam Cranford coming across for lap number 2. Riston Grigg in second, and Spencer Winter in the third spot. Open B class here, race 17. Supercross Futures finales, the championships today. Oh yeah, Grigg in the rhythm section, triple.
Wow.
Triple, trying to make a move here on Cranford. Man, he's got it going on right now. He's going to dive inside. Block pass if he takes him outside, kind of looking like Eli Tomac and the battle we saw the other night right there in that liner. Cincerello made a move there as well on Eli, I believe, in that section right there. So it's Grigg and Cranford kind of looking like
Monster Energy teammates.
Yeah, there you go. Coming back into the stadium, it is Riston Grigg, the 272. The Team Green Bundy built Traley Designs ride. And Adam Cranford now in second. Good battle here in Open B.
Cranford, though, not letting him out of his sights right now. And I got a feeling you're going to see Cranford put on a charge here. And I think once Cranford sees that Grigg is doing the triple-triple, I think the following lap we may see Cranford go for it. If not, maybe this lap as they come into this triple-triple section. Now here's where Cranford's going to try to cut to the inside.
There he goes.
There
he
goes
grabs a handfold and triple. So, and Cranford does the triple out.
Now this right here, there we go.
That's a quad to me, and he quads out.
Cranford.
He's got to go inside here.
Look at
nice
this.
move. This is a good one.
Up and over the Dragon's back they go. Cranford's going to be on the inside here. Heading down Monster Alley. Cranford trying to tuck the helmet down, grabbing a face full of roost there.
So it's Riston Grigg out front. Adam Cranford in that second spot. Heck of a battle here. Open B through the sand, Mike, and it's going to get tight up top here.
Cranford's got the inside, but he's not going to be quite close enough here as they come back around up and over the tunnel now. Riston Grigg dive to the inside. Cranford right there behind him. Cranford's going to try to cut under right here. Not going to be close enough to make a move that time. Now we'll see if Cranford goes for the triple-triple. He didn't lose as much time as I thought he was going to, and I don't think he's going to do it.
Riston goes double, triple, and Cranford pretty much doubled through there, but tripled out. But watch Cranford here.
This is where Cranford really gets some airtime. Tries to close the gap back on. If Cranford could get the triple line that Griggs got going in the rhythm section before and do the quad that he's doing afterwards, he'd be right there with it.
Correct. Lost a little bit of time right there. Back in third, we'll see Spencer Winter, Louis Macias, and Blake Hazen, your top 5. Doc Smith in 6, Noah Wright, and Jack Beelan down at the top 8. But the battle up front's the one we're watching. Riston Grigg, Adam Cranford 1 and 2. Heck of a battle here in Open B, Moto number 1.
Yeah, Adam Cranford out of Kingston, Tennessee. On a move here in this one. Riston Grigg out of Asheville, the Team Green Kawasaki rider. They come back around here into the rhythm section. Still different rhythms there. Cranford really needs to get that triple down.
Let's watch Cranford here in second, see if he quads out. He's closing in a little bit.
Well, time is going to expire. They're going to get the white flag this time around. About a lap and a half left to go here in our Open B, Moto number 1. Down Monster Alley, back around, up and over the outside tunnel.
And back into the sand one more time. Riston Grigg pulling away a little bit. Adam Cranford in that second spot. Cranford's good inside here. Got to make a move. I like this section. He closes in a little bit. And Riston Grigg likes that rhythm section.
Okay, so the white flag is out at this point right now. And as you can see, Grigg losing a little bit of time to Cranford. Oh, Riston Grigg!
Yep. His hand came off the handlebar, Mike, and I don't know what he just, as he landed, his hand came off the handlebar. So Grigg is down. Cranford now into the lead. Still doing the quad here, but we'll see what happened to Riston Grigg. I think I saw his hand come off the handlebar as he was landing that double. Not exactly sure why that happened, but.
Well, Cranford in this one has played a little bit safer than he did in the earlier moto. In the earlier moto, we saw him even try to triple into the dragon back section, and that's what cost him. He went over the handlebars there. Good to see he's okay, but this one he just kind of followed around our leader, Noah Grigg, and turned out for Grigg. He ended up on the ground, and now, of course, Adam Cranford taking over that number 1 spot from him.
When did the mistake happen? Last lap.
You're right. Wow. Checkered flag is out. Adam Cranford taking the win in this one.
You'll see him here. He's off to the side of the track, and they're actually talking to him. Riston Grigg there. I don't know, maybe something happened to the bike, but he's just getting back on there. So interesting to see Grigg, Cranford, heck of a battle until that little mistake by Riston Grigg. If we go back through the back, it is Louis Macias ends up third. Blake Hazen in the 4th spot. And Noah Wright comes across 5th for Open B.
Well, good race right there, and always exciting there. Adam Cranford takes that one, so Moto 1 win for him there. Hopefully we see Riston Grigg back out there in Moto number 2. Now, with an 11th place finish here at DNF in Moto number 1, I don't think obviously he's going to have a shot at the overall here today, but he's still going to be in contention for a Moto number 2 win, and I'm sure he's going to be giving it his all. That was our Open B class. On the line right now, we have got race number 18, our 35 plus, Moto number 1. In this, we got James Kress, Jeff Frederoli, Damon Smith, Saul Gillespie, Matt Tallman, Adrian Spiker, Jason Moore, Reed Edwards, Trent Jones, Nick Fisher, Michael Mercer, Matt Miller, Justin Buxbaum, Jason Stinnett, Philip Russell Wallace, Duke Reese, Nathan Michael, Kenny Hernandez, Chadwick Husel, Kyle Thibodeau, John Murray, and Kyle Schmelzer.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Riston Grigg. I'm from Asheville, North Carolina, and I'm 18 years old. Yeah, riding here in Las Vegas is very special to me, especially at the Monster Energy Cup, to be able to, throw myself out there on the same track as the pros. Like, they didn't change it a whole lot, so it's pretty realistic from last night, and that's just incredible to me to be able to go out there and experience this, and I think it's going to be a really good weekend. This is Riston Grigg, and stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Well, we definitely hope to see Riston Grigg back out there in Moto number 2. Obviously a contender. It's our 35 plus class on the line right now, getting set to go.
So keep an eye on Mercer. Remember, he was in the mix earlier today, went down in one of his motos. John Murray is in this one. He had a good finish earlier as well. Thibodeau we'll keep an eye on, and some of the other riders as we get ready to go for 35 plus. After this one, we'll have Open C, 51 Limited 6 to 8. Open A, Schoolboy 1, and 30 plus will follow here. This is 35 plus on the line. Pretty full gate.
Yeah, definitely a full gate here for these guys. We'll see who's able to grab that early hole shot here into this one. Line up on the Oakley starting line here. 22 riders in this one for our plus 35 moto number 1. Looking for the gate to drop. A couple riders getting antsy there before the gate drops. 32nd board goes sideways. Off and underway into the first turn. Look at Mercer, the 181 running right up the middle there. The Kawasaki rider. I think Mercer's going to get the whole shot in this one, and he does. Mercer out front. John Murray in second. James Kress right there in third.
I saw Kress kind of sneak in to that second spot behind Mercer. We'll see as they come into the stadium here. Yeah, there's Kress in the second spot. Check that. And Mercer coming back into the stadium out front. Look at him go. This time he was up front in one of our earlier classes and hit the deck, so he wants to pull off a win coming out of Ohio. My buddy Mike Mercer on the Cowie, Cincinnati area. Lap number 1, 35 plus is your leader. Comes around the turn, and behind him we have John Murray, James Kress, Kyle Schmelzer, Matt Miller, Reed Edwards is 6th, Philip Wallace, Jason Stinnett, and Duke Reese along with Justin Buxbaum, your top 10 early in this one.
Yeah, and Mercer right now, came up a little bit short there. Mercer, we saw him a lot yesterday, and he looks so smooth. He looks very effortless out there on the track, just making it look easy as he works his way around.
Yeah, he did a lot of the events out east. He did Indy and Nashville and maybe even Denver. I saw him at a different one, or Houston, one of those. So he traveled to quite a few of them. He loves racing. I see him a lot throughout the summer at some of the events in the Midwest too. So he gets back out there and he's getting it this year. He wants to pull off some championships and take one home. He's looking good right now in the 35 plus class. Yellow flags he will come upon here shortly. For lap number 2, it is Mike Mercer out front.
Schmelzer in that number 2 spot. John Murray in the 3 spot.
As they come through, must have been a rider down there, Mike. They had a tough block out, guarding something. And Mercer out front. Schmelzer has actually moved up to 2nd there. And John Murray in 3rd. So Mike holding down the answer fort there out front right now on that 181 Cowie. Here is that Murray? No, that's Schmelzer there.
Mercer out front here. The 102 fast lap early on. Schmelzer with a 104. John Murray with a 108 fast lap. So quite a gap between those guys on lap times right now early on here in this one. 7-second lead for Mike Mercer over Schmelzer. Here comes Schmelzer back into the stadium, into the sand section now for our 35 plus. John Murray in the number 3 spot. Reed Edwards in the 4. James Kress in the 5. Stinnett in the 6th. Huzel in the 7. Whoa! Wild ride right there for Schmelzer.
And he's going to come across. I saw the rider down. He was kind of gathering his thoughts and his breath right there, just sitting down on the tough block. But here is Schmelzer coming by out front. Here's our boy Mako Mercer. And he's got a 9-second lead there, so that's why we don't see him in the picture here in our 35 plus class. Schmelzer here on the 948. Also out of Ohio, and I don't know much about him. He's on the competitive motorsports KWS Legends and Heroes ride. FCR suspension. So, man, he's holding it down in the 2nd spot. Reed Edwards is now 3rd. John Murray back to 4th. So Murray, after took a win earlier today, moving back a couple on this one. In that 4th spot, the 933 ride. James Kress is 5th. Jason Stinnett in that 6th spot, Chad Housel in 7th. And closing up, it looks like Reed Edwards we got to keep an eye on now. That 91 ride, Mike. He is closing up on Schmelzer in 2nd.
Yeah, he is. And I tell you, look at that last time around, a 102.9 to a 106 gain. 4 seconds on Schmelzer in a single lap. Look at the 91 diving to the inside here. He's going to try to single through that section. Schmelzer holding on to the number 2 spot as he doubles around the outside. So Edwards right there really should have followed him around the outside. Doubled his way through.
Looks like Schmelzer picked it up just a little bit because he knows he has company on his tail with Edwards. Yeah,
Edwards going to the outside here. Edwards is going to go double single now. Down through Monster Alley they go. Outside
Look
the
at
stadium.
this battle.
Yeah, coming back to the inside. Battle of the Yamahas. And
Here he comes. Reed Edwards trying to make a move. Oh, it's tight up there. That grandstand corner.
They're going to go one more.
Schmelzer goes a little long there. Sorry, Mike. White flag.
Yeah, one more lap to go here for these two. Schmelzer going to be in 2nd. Edwards in 3rd. Murray in 4th. James Kress in the number 5 spot. And once again, Edwards taking that inside line. Lose a little bit of time. Now he's able to pick up through the double section, though. This last lap around, he was not able to double all the way through. He's going to go a bit wide here. Back around into the Dragon's Back. Both riders taking the inside line. Both going for that single double. Look at Edwards around the outside.
Closing up. Reed Edwards has got to get going here. As they exit Monster Alley and outside the stadium over the tunnel, he's got to grab a handful in the sand. And last lap, he looked good in the sand. He took that left line. Let's see if he does it. Here he is on it. Here we go.
Oh,
side by side,
bumping
Mike.
elbows.
Hang on.
The 91 of Reed Edwards with 1 turn left to go has moved his way to 2nd. Michael Mercer, your Moto 1 winner. Wow. So through the sand there, the 91 takes 2nd.
He's pumped on that. That was a great move, too. We kind of saw that coming. Kind of the lap before, he kind of made a move but didn't stick it in there. And that last lap, he did. And pinned it through the sand, the left line, and said, I got to go for it. Now's the time. So does Mercer with the win. Reed Edwards 2nd, Kyle Schmelzer 3rd. And John Murray comes across for 4th in our 35-plus class. The rest of the riders finish up here.
That was a good race right there. Michael Mercer stretched his lead out to 7.5 seconds. Just clicked it on cruise control. Start to finish win here in Moto number 1 for him. An impressive ride, no doubt. Coming up next is going to be race number 19, our Open C class.
And on the line in that one, we got Jake Brassfield on the number 4, Brandon Steele, the 04, Dalton Anderson on the 007, Andrew Bragdon on the 14, and Joby Benitez on the 18 ride.
Nicholas Fredrickson on the 22. Beike Fakri on the number 35 Kawasaki. Zach Kazmarzik, there we go. 41 on the Yamaha. Kobe Andrews on the 52 Yamaha. Dylan Kuna on the 55 Kawasaki. And Taylor Alexander on the 101 Husqvarna.
Gabriel Beardsley on the 114. Jesus Simon on the 119. Tyler Floyd is the 124, and the 182 is Blake Nichols. Sean Spencer is the 217 as we see him on the line here getting ready to go. Chase Cancel on the 311. Anthony Betrell, the 329. Carlin Graziano, the 619. John Cohn, 721. 911 Michael Gomes, and Ryder Risden 911X. We pointed those out yesterday, 2 911s. They were both up front looking good yesterday.
Yep. And I'll tell you another thing in this one. We've seen a lot of these riders already in the 250C class, and now they're in the Open C class. Some more track time for these guys as they are lined up ready to go here in this one. We see we've got our one rider all the way to that outside gate.
Coming up after this one, Mike, we have 51 Limited 6-8, Open A, Schoolboy 1, 30 plus, and 65cc 7-9. So we got a bunch of different races. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Ogio for supplying our custom embroidered backpacks for the national championships today. Thank you, Ogio, for all you do. Great gear bags, backpacks, and all the stuff that Ogio does. Golf bag. I have one of their golf bags.
I'll tell you what, Ogio, their 9800 rolling rig bag is the best bag known to mankind for RC car racing. I'm all about it. Pack cars, tools, everything else in it. Traveling, of course, too, but...
Yeah, I got quite a few bags, and great guys at Ogio, and we want to thank them for all they do for us here at Supercross Futures. All right, we're getting ready to go here. Open C main event.
These riders are looking for that gate to drop here. Looked like we had a down rider, maybe tended to him. Levy is back up and going. We're running down the line here, getting set. Open C, moto number 1. Who's going to grab the hole shot here in this one? We've seen a lot of those hole shots coming from the middle of the gates to the inside. Haven't really seen too many hole shots from the outside so far here today. Riders hunkered down, ready to go for this one. 30-second board is up. It's sideways, looking for the gate to drop. And we're off. Open C. Into the first corner they go, coming up the inside there. Oh boy.
Kind of looked like a solo crash there, but Brandon Steele grabbing the early start. Dylan Kuna and Andrew Bragdon up front early in this one. We'll see as they head out of the stadium now, Monster Alley, over that little tabletop tunnel and back at us.
Well, here they come back in now into the sand section for lap number 1. It's Dylan Kuna once again. We saw Dylan Kuna. He took the win. I think it was him that took the win in the 250C class. He's trying to do it again in Open C. You have to double check on that. Kuna right now out front. Brandon Steele in the number 2 spot. Bragdon in that 3 spot. Kazmarzik in the number 4 spot here in this one now. Benitez up to 5.
So Kuna went to quite a few events. I saw him at quite a few rounds, and he looked good, Adam. I remember that name. And out of Modesto, California on the AmeriCorps Lucas Oil Pro Circuit Cowie Dirt Digits ride. Dylan Kuna looking good again here today at the championship finals here in Vegas. He's got to do it 2 motos, though, and I don't know. We haven't got to that second moto yet, but we want to see who's going to back these motos up because we've seen so much different things happen, incidents, mistakes. Who's going to pull off all these championships today?
Well,
we're going to have some interviews with our winners down there later today as well.
Yep. And so much is going to change, too, as we head into the second set of motos. Obviously, the track is going to change. The temperature outside, it's getting warmer. The weather's changing. So a lot of different factors going to be playing into that one, no doubt about it. Kuna going to be out front here. Steele in second. Bragdon in third. Bertel in fourth. Giza Simon in that number 5 spot right now. Taylor Alexander in 6th. And look at the lead right now. Dylan Kuna. He is out to a 5-second lead. Wow. First lap around a 59.9 for Dylan Kuna. Brandon Steele with a 1:02.8.
There you go. That's one of our faster times, actually.
That was an impressive lap there for your race leader, Dylan Kuna, as he works his way around. Brandon Steele in second. Bragdon in third. Simon in fourth.
He's got some style, huh? Body English on that thing. The 55 at Dylan Kuna out of Modesto, California. Tearing it up here in Monster Alley and coming back into the sand section. 1 foot off the peg there, keeping his balance. Pre-jumping into the sand. There is nobody in the shot behind him. He is taken off, like you said, 6 seconds ahead of Brandon Steele and Andrew Bragdon.
And as he works his way back around right now, up and over the finish line, 2:18 left to go here into this one. Another 59-second lap. Wow. 59.9 lap 1, a 59.4, so he backs it up there, and he's now got an 8.2-second lead over Brandon Steele in the number 2 spot. Bragdon, 5.7 seconds back from him in third. Simon, the number 4 spot. Alexander in the 5. Bertel, Gomes, Anderson, Nicholas, Floyd, Kazmarzik. He's another rider that I did not expect to be back in the 11th place spot here in this one. I expected him to be a little further up. Brassfield, Risden, Fredrickson rounding out your top 15 there in this one.
I don't know if you saw Mike. He was feeling the flow, and he's looking really good right now. Don't get me wrong. But he went into one of those corners, kind of railed the corner, and almost lost his balance, actually. Got a little too low. But Kuna looking really good right now through the sand, doing what all the guys are doing, just blasting through there, hitting each one of those jumps in the middle and over the tunnel one more time. Dylan Kuna looking good.
Well, we've said it so far, almost every race here today, the hardest has been the last lap, especially if you're the leader. If you're the leader, that last lap, you just gotta keep it on two wheels, keep things together. So Dylan Kuna, he looks to be pretty comfortable right now.
This corner here is where he won't win a little too low. But yeah, I took it easy on that. Triples out there, or doubles, as in Ricky's mind. Yellow flags here coming in this next section.
I like there, he's jumping through that drag. Is back. Good line for him there.
So Kuna, Monster Alley back out there. Should be getting the white flag, I believe, next time around. In second place, Brandon Steele. Let's give him a shout out on the 04 out of Australia, Mike, is Brandon Steele. Uni Filter Australia, Coastal Motorcycle Center, Free Flight MX, and Steele Brothers Racing for Brandon Steele on the 04 out of Australia. Very cool to see him make it out here. Andrew Bragdon on the 14 out of Bishop, California. Rockin' Dirt Mammoth, Looney Bean Bishop, and Simi Valley Cycles Yamaha ride. DT1 Air Filters helping out Bragdon in that third spot. Kuna here, white flag, Mike, looking good.
Yeah, looking real good. Another 59-second lap. He's turned 3 59-second laps, one after another, as he comes back around here this time. Brandon Steele in second, 9 seconds back from him. Bragdon in third. So for Kuna, essentially, he's made this a pretty boring race so far here in this one. He got out front early on, really has never looked back, and he's looking for a Moto 1 win here in our Open C class. And again, I believe he's our 250C Moto number 1 winner. He's trying to do it again here in our Open C class. Through the outside sweeper he goes, coming back around. Into the
sideways.
Bouncing his way
comfy.
through.
He's good. 10-second lead, so nothing to worry about there. And coming across final corner, probably going to roll it here. No, he doubles it.
White flag here, 1 lap left to go for him. Back through the rhythm section again. He's coming up on some lap traffic right now. Dylan Kuna with an 11.5-second lead. If I was him, I would just roll the rest of the track. First gear, idle speed only.
Right. If he's been paying attention on our live feed, he knows. Yeah, gotta take it easy here. We gotta maybe stop talking about it too. We're probably jinxing everybody, but Kuna looking good. Brandon Steele, Andrew Bragdon, Jesus Smith, Michael Gomes, and Anthony Petro. On the final lap, here comes Kuna one more time in the sand. He really likes this section, kind of doubles in. He's got a little sideways here. He wants to pass everyone and make it clean and get by. This is the last time over the tunnel, and a right-hander. And he'll take the checker flag from Trappist Newman. Finish it up there with the win. Throws her a little sideways. Good ride, man. Very impressive ride for Dylan Kuna on the 55 ride out of Modesto, California. AmeriCorps Lucas Oil Pro Circuit Kawasaki ride.
A solid performance there. There's Brandon Steele, our second place rider, the 04. Coming around for second, 13.5 seconds back. And trailing back another 13 seconds from him, I think, is going to be Andrew Bragdon. So our top 3 really spread out. There's Bragdon. Bragdon across the line, rounding out your top 3. Well, coming up next, we've got our 51cc limited 6 to 8-year-olds on the line here for Moto number 20. In this one, we got the 00 Henry Buck Carvasic, the 01 of Maverick Snyder, the 5 of Gage Dunham, the 05 of Ryder DeMichelle, and the 011 of Easton Romero.
Christopher Harris on the 12, Jackson Potashnik on the 16, Lucas Hodges the 25, Colt Adams on the 45, and Mike, I'm being told we're going to go to break real quick.
we are getting set to go here. Our 51cc limited 6 to 8 off and underway.
Some of the other riders in this one, Mike, we didn't finish up. Colt Adams, Maddox, Timmerman, Baker, Pine, Badgley, Evan Blair, Stephen Street, Thurman, Lipstein, Cash Kane, and Hudson Deegan out there in this one.
Well, talking about Darren Pine, I believe Pine missed the whole shot there, but I think he is out front leading the way on that number 58, Cobra. We'll see when they come around here. And no, that is not Pine. Pine's still in second. That is Maddox Timmerman. Timmerman on the number 50. Husqvarna out of Visalia, riding for Mika Metals, DT1 air filters.
Got to watch this sand. It's going to get torn up from those bigger bikes. So as they jump into that sand is where you really got to watch. But it looks kind of towards the end of that section. Looks like it has gotten packed in a little bit more.
Here they come up and over the tunnel right now, first and second. This is going to be a good race between these two riders. They've got Colt Adams in third. Now, one to watch out for, the 247 of Wyatt Thurman. Thurman up into the third place spot now. Thurman is not afraid to jump these rhythm sections, so keep an eye on the 247. As these guys are starting to roll their way through, watch Thurman as he's liable to be doubling on by.
There's our leader, Timmerman, on the 50. Darren Pine and Thurman that Mike's talking about. Let's see if he moves in. He's going to go inside that corner, try to make a block pass, and they are side by side through that rhythm section. There's Darren Pine actually grabbed, moved into, stayed in second, pulled away just a little bit. Wyatt Thurman in third. So we got to keep an eye on Pine. Pine on that 58 making moves.
Pine, here comes Thurman now. Thurman jumping his way up onto the Dragon's back. So Pine now up into the number 1 spot. Timmerman dropping to the 2. Here comes Thurman in the number 3 spot. Into the outside sweeper they go. A three-way battle for the lead now in this one.
All right, so Thurman has moved into second, Mike. Here's the section I'm a little worried about. They jump into the sand. Keep an eye on these guys.
Look at Thurman taking. Thurman takes the far right side. He's powering up the hill right now.
Oh, nice move.
Wow.
Gets around the outside and kind of dives in and moves into the lead there. The 247 of Wyatt Thurman out of Temecula, California on the shift 100% Nost, Mika Metals, CD Boots, ASV, and 6D ride.
And Thurman just busted out the finish line double, gapping over Darren Pine right now, putting some more time on him. So now that Thurman's got an open track, we're going to see what all he's not afraid to jump out here on this track.
Nice, look at that style. First Thurman stretching it out. I love it.
A Supercross track and these size jumps and stuff for a big bike amateur rider are big. They're intimidating. Can you imagine being on a little bike like this?
And he's got the style too. You see how he kind of just hung off the back of that thing. I love it. It's Wyatt Thurman, the 247.
Wow.
Yeah, doing the stair steps and back out of Monster Alley. He obviously was here Saturday night watching the big boys ride.
Here they come back around. Thurman, Pine, Timmerman, Adams, Karvasek, Snyder, Bagley, Dunham, Cruz, and Shu, your top 10. Your race leader through the sand right there. He was 1.2 seconds ahead of Darren Pine through that last section. Darren Pine on the number 58. Out of Crosby, Texas, ride for B's Moto Lab. Here he comes back around the finish line. We'll see if he does the finish again, and he does.
Nice.
Wow.
Takes that inside line here. Singles, he's got the body English going on, the foot off the peg, and he'll come inside through the tunnel. Single, and now I'll get it going. Nope. Yeah, he knows he has a little lead here. He might be all right.
I was going to say, I'm fairly certain in practice we saw him doubling more than just that last one.
He did.
He's playing a little bit safe right now.
He's got the style, doesn't he, Mike?
Watch him through this Dragon's back. He doubles in. Then the roller afterwards, he jumps into the Dragon's back, just like the big bike riders. Watch this right here. Jumping into the Dragon's back, wheelies through, jumps out. I'm impressed. Wyatt Thurman, his fast lap, a 1:15.4. That is 3 seconds faster per lap than the next fastest rider on the track at this point. That's going to be Darren Pine, the number 2 spot. Timmerman still holding strong in third. Colt Adams in fourth. Henry Buck Karvasek in the number 5 spot.
So when you and Ricky were talking, I got a chance to go just walk around for a few minutes, and a lot of industry guys here, OEM manufacturers, sponsors, and stuff like that, and they're all watching these guys. And Wyatt Thurman now putting on a little show in our 51 Limited 6 to 8. I see my buddy Rob Fox just sitting next to us here in the industry section, and all these guys watching the future here of our little guys. And hey, he might get a couple offers or a couple deals after today.
He might get a call from Travis Pastrana to join the Nitro Circus with all the big air he's pulling right now.
Let's see if he pulls off a backflip at the finish.
I wouldn't put it past him
Get
at
him
this
on
point.
Nitro Circus,
I would not put it past him.
There you go. All
Thurman right now.
Thurman and Pine and Timmerman and Colt Adams.
Thurman got out front early on. Pine was in second. It was Timmerman with the hole shot, though. Here they come back around once again. Down Monster Alley he goes. Up and over the tunnel jump on the outside.
Just pinning it around those outside berms there. And coming back in. Wyatt Thurman on the 247.
Wow. Thurman just wheeling through that section all the way off the back of the bike. Literally the front wheel just lightly tapping the ground. He knows what to do here. He takes a look over his shoulder to see where second place is, and he's got a big lead right now with a 6.5 second lead. Checkered flag is out. Wyatt Thurman airing out the finish line and taking a Moto number 1 win here in our 51cc Limited 6 to 8 Moto 1.
He'd like to do a few more laps.
I think he would.
As they come across, Darren Pine is going to end up second. The 58 ride, Cobra on the Bees Moto Lab, Suomi Helmets, Andrew Pierce MX ride. Third will be Maddox Timmerman, the 50. On the Mika Metals EVS Cheap Tear-Offs ride. And fourth will be Colt Adams, the 45. And he's on the Fast House Dunlop 100% Rock Oil.
Another rider there jumping the finish line there in the back of the pack. I think that might have been the 01 maybe of Maverick Snyder.
Yeah, possibly. Carver Sack ends up 5th on the 00. We were watching him yesterday, the PAX Racing ride. So that'll do it for our 51 Limited. We'll move on to race number 21 here, and that is going to be our Open A.
This
Moto number 1.
A good race to watch here between these guys. Some fast riders here in our Open A class.
On the line for Open A, we got Josh Collar on the Yamaha, the number 15. Wyatt Lyonsmith, the 85. And Caden Palmer, keep an eye on him, the 99 ride. Eric Vanderdussen, the 105. Clay Hardy on the 238. And Jacob Hinson's the 272. Kai Aiello, the 310 ride out of Temecula, California. Austin Kozad on the 512 Yamaha. Addison Emery, the 538 out of Oklahoma. Kurt Thomas on the 588, and Max Freeze out of Cape Girardeau, Missouri, the 719. Your neck of the woods back there. Colton Eigenman on the 815 Suzuki ride. Bryson Gardner, keep an eye on this kid, on the 837 BWR Engines ride. And Cameron Mitchell on the 910. This is Open A on the line. Mike, looking forward to this one. A lot of these guys raced our Supercross Futures class, and I've seen quite a few of them throughout the rounds earlier this year. One that stood out to me would be Caden Palmer. Wyatt Lyonsmith, Addison Emery had some good rides. Colton Eigenman on that Suzuki, keep an eye on him. He has been good. Bryson Gardner, younger brother of Carlin Gardner, who put on a heck of a year last year in Supercross indoors. And Bryson is the next group, or next guy coming up in that group at the BWR Engines team. And keep an eye on him. If he comes in, might surprise you, but won't surprise me, because Bryson's been on it lately. So getting ready to go Open A here. After this one, we're going to have Schoolboy 1, 30 plus, and 65cc. Then we'll go into our intermission for a little bit, redo the track some more, and we'll get into our second motos.
It's pretty wild to see all the different names that sound so familiar. It's because it's brothers, sons, daughters of all the pro riders that we've seen in past years or current years and things like that. It's cool to see them out here at the Supercross Futures. For instance, that last race, Maddox Timmerman, I believe that might be the son of Paul Timmerman of DT1.
Possibly, yeah, sure.
So I believe that is him. Of course, we saw Vincent Way earlier. Of course, the Deegans are here. And as you mentioned, Freeze out there in this one.
Yeah. We saw Vince. Hey, what a night Vince had on Saturday night, huh? He was hole-shotting pretty much every main event there, and had some great finishes. Got to be on the NBC broadcast with Daniel Blair at the end of the night.
Not only did he hole shot, but he held his position
Correct.
too. You know, I mean, hole shot's impressive enough, but as he was able to get out front and he stayed out front, proved he's got to hang with these guys. You know, he's got what it takes, and I think 2020 is going to be an interesting year. I think we got some heavy hitters that maybe not everybody realizes.
Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it as we get ready for this one. I want to give a shout out to a few of our sponsors here. I want to thank Monster Energy for always being a great title sponsor of Monster Energy Supercross, and they're also here at our Supercross Futures event. Also want to thank Wiseco Pistons, OGO gear bags that we talked about a little bit earlier before, Fly MX Gear, CBD MD, one of our new sponsors coming on board this year, and Rocky Mountain ATV MC, along with Alpine Stars. You see all the new gear Alpine Stars debuted at the Cup the other night. Oh, it was cool. They got some great stuff coming out and collaborations, and now they obviously their boots and all that stuff. So thank you to Wiseco, OGO, Fly, CBD MD, Rocky Mountain ATV, Alpine Stars, and of course Monster Energy. Thank you to all our sponsors here. Supercross Futures, this is the final, the championship day. It's a Monday, a little different, Mike, a little different format for everybody here. But they turned up, they showed up, and we are having a blast.
I'll tell you one thing that I guarantee you nobody will argue with. Being here on a Monday is much better than being at work on a Monday. Everybody is happy to be here racing dirt bikes in Sam Boyd Stadium. Of course, the same track as the Monster Cup on Saturday night. These riders practiced yesterday on Sunday, got their track time in, and it's all about racing today. The 30-second board is up. Open A Moto number 1. Looking for the gate to drop, and we're off and underway. Good jump off the inside there. I believe that may be the 85 of Wyatt Lyon-Smith. No, that's Freeze.
Oh, there you go.
Freeze grabbing the early hole shot here into this one as they head out of the stadium down Monster Alley.
Saw Lyon-Smith on about 4th there, the 5:38 Emery, and the 8:15 Eigenmann on that Suzuki. He was a force at quite a few of the rounds, and he's going to try to make a pass here in the sand, and he does. Took a different line on that right side, Mike.
Wow, yeah. We saw Colton earlier. He put in a fantastic performance earlier in the 250A class.
Okay.
I believe is what we saw him in.
I think you and Ricky did that one, but
yes.
I kind of recall hearing that.
And
so Eigenmann, sorry about that.
Yeah.
On the 8:15 out front leading, coming into our rhythm. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say he looked fantastic in that one, and he's picking up right where he left off here in this one. Addison Emery, we saw Eigenmann and Emery both ran in the Monster Cup. Did they not in the Futures class? Possibly.
I believe so.
Here they come back around right now. Eigenmann out front here into the Dragon's back he goes. Leading the way, Emery in second. Max Freeze in the number 3 spot. Lyon-Smith in that number 4 spot. Kozad up to 5th now.
So there's Eigenmann back into the sand, and that's where he made his move on the first lap.
Back up to the CBD MD section. Out of the stands once again, up and over the tunnel jump. Addison Emery not too far back from him right now. They got a little bit of a gap between them. Wyatt Lyon-Smith going to be sitting in 3rd.
Max has dropped back a couple. Austin Kozad there on the 5:12.
There's our battle for 3rd and 4th as they head into the rhythm section. That's Lyon-Smith on the 85, Kozad on the 5:12, Kurt Thomas on the 5:88. Back through that rhythm section again, coming in through here. 5:88 of Kurt Thomas. Trying to catch these guys here at the 5:12 of Austin Kozad.
There's Lyon-Smith coming through that little stair-step section and out of Monster Alley. On the 85, Lyon-Smith out of Boise, Idaho, Mike, on the Fly Racing X-Brand goggles, Clover Hills Racing suspension, and Zach Evans Construction. Look at him go through here.
Back up and around right now. So right now, Eigenmann with a 1.7 second lead over Addison Emery. Lyon-Smith in the number 3 spot, 2.5 seconds back from him in 3rd. Kozad going to be 2.1 seconds back from him in 4th. We're looking at Lyon-Smith right there, and you can see the gap between them as they head into the rhythm section here. We saw a couple of these riders tripling through this section in practice yesterday. Eigenmann going to be one of those riders, I believe, that was tripling. At this point, I think he's taking the safe line. He knows he is out front with a 3.2 second lead. Look at Colton's fast lap of 58.7.
Yeah, he's tearing it up right now. And Eigenmann on that Suzuki RM Army, JGR Gizmo Mods, Oakley, FMF, Dunlop, Seedy, and the Goat Farm helping him out. I think he's part of that Drew Whitehead crew down in Florida as well. So Eigenmann looking good here in Open A. Addison Emery, Lion Smith, and Kozad still looking good in a 4th spot. Kurt Thomas, Max Friese has dropped back a couple after that awesome start. Those Friese boys know how to start, don't they?
Yes, they do. It looks like Lion Smith last time around with a 58.7. That's a new fast lap of the race in 3rd. He's closed up the gap now on 2nd. So here's that battle for 2nd and 3rd through the rhythm section. You see Addison Emery there on the 538. He's got the 85 of Wyatt Lion Smith right there behind him. Lion Smith on the Honda chasing down Emery on the Yamaha. Up and over the double section they go, coming into the Dragon's back. Emery last time by the line of 59.9. Wyatt Lion Smith of 58.7. Up and over the tunnel, back around through the sweeper. Down Monster Alley, coming back into the stadium now.
So Emery looking good, and he is holding off Lion Smith.
20 seconds.
Sand section, yep, 20 seconds
left
to go
on
here.
the clock. Wow, Lion Smith really closed the gap up on him that time around.
Yeah, up in that tunnel area, He's making some moves. So let's watch this battle. This is 2nd and 3rd as they come into the rhythm. Emery's got some company with Wyatt Lion Smith. Going to try to make a move here in the rhythm. Dive inside, dive inside. Not enough.
Emery that time around trying to make some defensive lines there, trying to look over his shoulder a bit. He knows at this point Lion Smith is there, and he's got to try and keep him behind him. They're going to get the white flag this time around. Down Monster Alley, out of the stadium they go. Eigenmann going to be out front, 4 seconds ahead of these two riders. Battling out as they come back into the stadium now.
This is going to get good in the sand. I'm feeling it. Lion Smith, well, maybe not. Something happened there. He lost some time coming out of Monster Alley.
Lion Smith getting just a bit wide there. Looked like he got out into the loose stuff, lost a little bit of drive coming out of that sweeper section. Emery holding strong right now in the 2 spot. White flag is out, 1 lap left to go here. Emery takes that middle line. Well, I tell you what, Lion Smith is fast through that tunnel section to the finish. That's where he makes up a ton of time. This should be interesting here as well. Lion Smith went outside. That's tripled
out. That helped.
Here comes Emery, though. Emery going to be right there. Lion Smith going to be right there, I should say, chasing down.
Emery just barely in front. Lion Smith got to double through here. He's got to make a move. Struggled a little bit in the stair steps. Addison Emery in 2nd. Out front, Colton Eigenmann. Not even on our screen as we're watching this awesome battle for 2nd and 3rd. Coming down to the line.
Our race leader getting ready to head to the finish for that checkered flag. Colton Eigenmann.
There he is, at the top of the CBDMD turn, and he's going to hit the tunnel one more time. And your winner, Open A, it's going to be Colton Eigenmann on the Suzuki ride. Great ride. Suzuki RM Army, JGR Gizmo Mods, Engine Ice, and Mika Metals helping him out. Addison Emery will finish up 2nd on the 538. Good ride, Addison hanging on there. Wyatt Lion Smith came through a little bit and ends up 3rd.
Kozad there across the line in the number 4 spot. And it looks like Kurt Thomas going to wrap up that number 5 spot here in our Open A class. Some fast riders out here in our Open A classes here this weekend. Coming up next is Schoolboy 1, 12 to 16-year-old riders for their first moto.
And we saw some of these guys earlier today, and they're coming back out. The 19 of Brandon Ray had a great ride on the Hasker Racing engine, 707 suspension. He'll be on the number 19 Husky. Corbin Gaston on the 22 Yamaha out of Ohio, making the trek out here at the Dunlop Tires SRS suspension ride. James Momberg on the KTM, the number 23 ride. Noah Wildebrandt, keep an eye on him, Mike, the 54 Waterford, Michigan ride. Yamaha Blue Crew MCR Thor EVS House Pro Taper and Elusive Gloves. And then you got Hunter Cross, who was fast but went down earlier today. The 71 out of Discovery Bay, California on the 5150 Wiener Schnitzel Fly Ride.
Yeah, then the 96 Yamaha of Noah Reed. The 122 out of Surprise, Arizona of Jake Carpenter. The 135 Husqvarna of Josh Briggs out of Castro Valley. The 151 Kawasaki of Riley Snell out of Spokane, Washington, riding for J-Mod Suspension. And then we got the 222 of Connor Stiers out of Santa Clarita, California, riding for O'Neill 6D and Liat.
Dakota Bender's on the 224 ride, Yamaha out of Winchester, California, I believe. Simi Valley Cycles, Kyle Lewis Academy. I bought a truck from Kyle Lewis back in the day. And Bud Racing also helping him out. Ty Crowther on the Honda 255. Andrew Hertzler, keep an eye on him, the 424 out of Corona, California. Fast House, Pro Taper Bell, X Brand, and Dunlop. Walker Thomas on the 705 out of Bishop, California. And Trace Fransky coming off a double broken wrist injury earlier this summer. He races some of my local races back home. Justin Smart Homes, Woodstock KTM Generation MX.
Well, all these riders lining up here as we get set to go here for this one. Schoolboy 1, 12 to 16, Moto number 1. As you mentioned, we've seen several of these riders earlier today. We've seen some fast riders throughout the season. Brandon Ray is going to be one to watch here. This one out of Fremont as the riders are getting all fired up, ready to go here. The ringing sound of the 125 two-strokes on the line here. And only a few more races left to go.
Yeah, that and exactly what I was going to go into. We'll have 30 plus after this and 65 CC 7 and 9. So 2 races after this one. Then we'll go into our about an hour track maintenance intermission. Let some of the workers come in and get some lunch and food and drinks, and they'll work on the track at the same time. Here we go. Schoolboy 1.
Schoolboy 1. Gate drops. We're off and underway. Coming, bumping elbows already. It's going to be the 71 of Hunter Cross into the first turn first. Is he coming out of the first turn first? Yes, indeed he is. Hunter Cross with a beautiful start in this one. Grabs the whole shot early on.
We'll see who's in second. That is the 424 of Hertzler. And he's the one, he really impressed me in a lot of the earlier rounds this year. I saw him in quite a few rounds. Both of these guys, Hunter Cross as well. Keep an eye on that 54, Noah Wildebrandt, who's sneaking by him, Brandon Ray. This is going to be a good race, Mike.
Right now, Hunter Cross leading us out here on the 71 machine. Out of Discovery Bay, riding the 5150 KTM. And look at this here. Good battle. The 54 Wildebrandt trying to dive to the inside of the number 19 there. Those two riders going bar to bar into the rhythm section once again. Wildebrandt coming up a little bit short as they head back around. Brandon Ray.
Hunter Cross, Hertzler, Ray, and Wildebrandt in our screen there. There's Ray on the 19. Hertzler, the 424, Yamaha rider just in front of him. Look at them go through these things. I love that sound, Mike. They are pinning the 125s, ringing them out.
Up and over the tunnel on the outside they go. Brandon Ray on the 19. Coming back into the stadium, down Monster Alley, back into the sand section. Right now, Hunter Cross is looking unstoppable out front.
But remember, he looked great earlier today, made a huge mistake late in that race. Here comes Hertzler. Hertzler closing in a little bit.
Hesitated just a bit there in that. That's a deep rut corner, kind of an off-camera turn for these guys. Hunter Cross trying to stretch it out a little bit there. Hertzler going to be right there with him that time around. A 58.8 for Cross, a 58.7 for Hertzler, and a 59.1 for Ray. These guys, it's anybody's race at this point with 3 minutes left to go.
All right, so Hertzler in second, closing in. Brandon Ray and Noah Wildebrandt, your top 4. Dakota Bender, will give him a shout out. Josh Briggs, James Momberg in 7th. Connor Stiers, Noah Reed, and Jake Carpenter, your top 10. Look at Cross through that stair step. He has got this track dialed. And track in great condition right now. They won't even need to do much track maintenance, even though they're going to. It'll be even better for our second motos as he enters Monster Alley back into the stadium. Hunter Cross here on our screen in the sand, the 71 ride. Hunter Cross riding for Wiener Schnitzel Fly, Dunlop, the Cross Group, and AmeriCorps. And then Hertzler, that 424 ride on the Fast House Pro Taper X Brand AHM factory ride.
Here they come back into the rhythm section now. Cross going to be out front here in this one. Hertzler in the number 2 spot, 1.2 seconds back. Hertzler last time around gained about a tenth of a second when they crossed the line, and Hertzler seems to be gaining more than that right now. He has picked up to another level, only a couple bike lengths back, and not far back from them is Brandon Ray. Look at Hertzler to the doubles from the inside for Hertzler.
Keep an eye on Brandon Ray in third, too. We don't see him on the screen right here, but he is closing in. As Hunter Cross, Hertzler 1-2. There's Ray. And Noah Wildebrandt in that fourth spot. This is going to be good.
Back into the sand section they go right now. Hunter Cross. Whoa, Hunter Cross.
Hang on.
Front wheel high there.
Rider down in that hot line, the main line up in the CBDMD grandstand corner. Hunter Cross going outside in that corner. We don't see that a lot. And Hertzler closing in. Here comes Brandon Ray. That's the one I'm keeping an eye on. Brandon Ray, Hertzler. Hertzler
Cross
making a move, Mike.
Yeah, Hertzler around the outside. And now Hertzler going to take over the number 1 spot. Cross dropping back to number 2, but Cross has got the inside line. Here comes Cross.
Nice.
Oh, gives him a
one
bump.
of the hardest
Here
block
comes
passes.
Ray.
Brandon Ray on the inside.
Wow, they've got lap traffic in between them, though.
It's one of the best block passes we've seen all day right there.
Well, there goes the set. Oh, Cross.
Pegs for Cross.
He's feeling the pressure now at this point. Hertzler in the number 2 spot. Brandon Ray in the 3 spot. Wildebrandt in the 4th. Bender in the 5th. There you can see they're working their way back by lap traffic. 35 seconds left to go on the clock. They got a few more laps to go in this one. Hunter Cross to start. Oh, and look there. It looks like Brandon Ray up into second now.
Nice move. Through the sand, gets around Hertzler there into second. Like you said, Hunter Cross now has picked it back up after making a few little mistakes there. He's in the lead. And we'll see here is the... Not yet, Mike, not yet. I thought we were going to see it there. Hunter Cross, Brandon Ray, Hertzler, 1, 2, 3 through the tunnel. Coming back into the rhythm. There's Brandon Ray. We'll focus on him right now, the 19. JMC ride. Hasker Racing Engines, Mach 1 Motorsports, Decal Works, and EVS helping out Brandon Ray.
And Ray taking that inside, doubling in as well. Doubles into the Dragon's back, doubles off, and nice line right there for Brandon Ray. Fast lap on the track right now, 58.6 for Brandon Ray in the number 2 spot. And it is showing right now 1.8 seconds back. They're going to get the white flag this time around, so they're going to go one more after this one. They work their way up towards the top of the CBD-MD corner, up and over the tunnel now. Oh, and an outside line there. That inside line seems to be getting trickier, and it's slick coming out of it.
They're moving it out, aren't they? They're taking the outside line now. So there's Brandon Ray on your screen. He is second, Hertzler in third. Let's see if Ray can make a move. Final lap here. Schoolboy 1. Hunter Cross out front has led most of it. Briefly did not there, as a couple guys made a move on him, but he is back in the lead. Here comes Brandon Ray coming at him, trying to make a move on the final lap. We'll see if he can do it. Oh, hang on.
Brandon Ray.
Pinning it.
Yeah, going for a wild ride on that one. Down Monster Alley he goes outside the stadium. There's Hunter Cross just ahead of him. This is going to be the last half a lap for these guys in this moto. Back into the sand they go, the 71 of Hunter Cross. He's looking for a Moto 1 win here in Schoolboy 1. Can he get it? 2 corners left to go. Up and over the tabletop he goes. He's going to tuck to the tight inside. All he's got to do is get through this corner. Checkered flag, Hunter Cross, your Moto number 1 winner here in Schoolboy 1.
Close finish there for Brandon Ray at the finish, 0.8.
Wow.
So great ride. Brandon Ray will keep an eye on him on that second moto. Hertzler will finish up third, the 4.24 ride on the Fast House Dunlop Maxima X brand ride. He'll end up third. Coming across next will be Wildebrandt there on the 54. And he's out of Michigan. The Blue Crew Yamaha, MCR Thor, Tamer Holshot Devices, and Leah and Engine Ice helping out Wildebrandt. Dakota Bender will end up 5th with Josh Briggs 6th. James Momberg in that 7th spot. And coming across next in 8th, Connor Stiers, Noah Reed, and Riley Snell will round out the top 10. Coming up next is our 30-plus main event.
This should be another good race to watch here between these guys. 21 riders on the line, a full gate of 30-plus. And in this one, we got the 7 of Charles Ickard, the 24 of Derek Capiello, the 49 of Marcella Stefanik, the 67 of John Rotkamp, the 73 of Gary Ludum, the 91 of Reed Edwards, the 108 of Michael Carter.
Jesse Moore on the 110, Brandon Hollich on the 112, the 114, Gabriel Beardsley, and Kyle Kellett on the 121. Nick Fisher is the 179. Michael Mercer coming back out, Mike. 3 different classes for him on the 181. Yes, he is. Travis Peace on the 198, and Matt Miller, the 217. You got Tyler Johnson on the 428, David Housel on the 437, Mason Glorioso on the KTM 611 ride. Max Freeze coming back out. Nate Kronk and Kyle Schmelzer. He had a good ride earlier today. I think he ended up second in that one, if I'm not mistaken. So 30-plus main event on the line here. And after this, we'll have our 65cc 7 to 9. That'll wrap up our first motos. Then we'll go into our intermission track maintenance. And we'll come back. We'll let you know on that one in a little bit. But right now, 30-plus main event. Mike?
Well, Michael Carter, I think, is going to be one to watch on this one. Of course, Michael Mercer as well. But Carter looked really good yesterday, and he looked good in our previous motos. The 108 machine, all the way here from London, England.
Yeah, so I saw him at quite a few events. I wouldn't be surprised if he did them all, but he did quite a few of the Supercross Futures events with us this winter. He's sponsored by the California MX Holidays 100% Moto Seat, Temecula Motorsports, and he was riding a 2-stroke CR250 2-stroke at all of those, and we saw him yesterday just kind of as we were watching him in practice. He's got the gear, he's got the graphics, he's got the full setup. He looks full pro. It's pretty cool. I'm sure we'll see him in this one. Michael Carter out of London, England, getting ready to go here, and he did quite well at the ones that he was at throughout the winter. So we'll look at that 2020 schedule here after our break as well, and talk some more Supercross Futures for the future. Here we go, 30-plus.
30-second board goes sideways. Gate drops into the first turn. They go. Look at Mercer. Mercer grabbing the whole shot right out of the gate, but can he hold on to it through the first turn? Mercer, the 181. Kawasaki's Max Freeze coming in second. Kyle Kellett in third. Johnson in fourth. And Schmelzer in the number 5 spot. Michael Mercer out front leading the way here. This one, this is not the first, probably nor will. Whoa! Somebody there in the 4th place spot getting wild. Not the first, nor will be the last, I'm sure, to see. We see Michael Mercer out front leading a race here this weekend.
Yeah, he was out front earlier today, a different class. This is his 3rd class of the day, so it's Mercer Freeze, Jesse Moore, Kyle Kellett as they come around for lap number 1. Mercer's going to take that inside line. We'll see if these guys see that outside line developing like we saw earlier.
Oh, a little bit of bumping back there between Freeze and Jesse Moore, the battle for 2nd and 3rd. They come into the rhythm section there. Mercer looking good as he works his way through the rhythm section here. We just saw Max Freeze in the Open A class just a few races ago. Look at that battle, nice. 2nd and 3rd. Jesse Moore trying to dive to the inside on Max Freeze. Here comes Mercer up and over the double on the backside into the Dragon's Back. He'll head down Monster Alley, and outside the stadium he goes. Be interesting to talk to Mercer about how the track has changed from his first race today to, say, this race, or even his last race of the day. How much difference there is in the track, because I see a lot of things changing. The track's having a lot of different lines forming, and it's getting rough. Great point. Maybe I'll try to find him on our intermission here coming up in a little bit. You see Jesse Moore in 2nd, Max Freeze in 3rd as they come around for lap number 2. Yeah, we'll see what's changed. Obviously, you and I know that it's changed a lot from those first 3 or 4 motos when it was damp and shady. We didn't have the sun out. You could see the changes now, but we have one more race after this, and they're going to do some more track maintenance and bring up some of that nicer moisture dirt, and see our 2nd set of motos today go on a fresh track. Here comes Jesse Moore, the 110, closing in actually on Mercer Mike here. So I wonder if the too much racing is going to hurt him. Here comes Moore. He's trying to make a move already. I tell you, Mercer, he's been on fire all day, but yeah, Jesse Moore, last time by the line, it was 1.5 seconds a lap faster on that last one. And look at this, Moore going outside to inside, looking for a way by Mercer here as they come back into the sand. I got a feeling this is where Moore is going to make up a little bit of time as they head up the CBD MD Hill. Oh, they're coming up on some lap traffic as well. Moore seemed to be pretty quick here on this right side of the track. Back and gives him a little bump there. Get out of my way. I'm here. I'm closing in. So Mercer, Jesse Moore almost lost that front wheel. Mercer went a little farther, I think, than he wanted to. Jesse saw an opening, went for it, almost lost that front end. Here they are through the rhythm section one more time. Moore going to go inside here, won't be enough.
Mercer still leading as he'll double, triple out Ricky. And Jesse Moore, inside line. Not going to happen there. They're tight. Oh, Jesse cased that one. And kind of messed up that whole section, so a little break for Mercer there.
Mercer gets a little bit of breathing room. He's got to regroup himself, though, as Jesse Moore is going to be coming right back after him. Max Friese is in third, Tyler Johnson in fourth, Kyle Kellett in fifth, Carter in sixth, Kronk, Schmelzer, Edwards, Ludlam. Your top 10 right now here in this one. Up and over the tunnel, yellow flags waving there in the background.
Mercer coming across again. See maybe someone down there in the tunnel or somewhere over there. Yeah, right inside the tunnel it looks like. So Mercer kind of taking it easy through that section. Oh, comes up short, Mike. Oh, almost offside the track. And there comes Jesse Moore.
Jesse Moore taking full advantage of that, doubling his way on pass. One little mistake like that, that's all it takes with 45 seconds left on the clock. Don't think they'll see the white flag this time by. I think it'll be one more after this one when they see that white flag. So right now, Jesse Moore has just been holding strong. He is out front leading the way now. Michael Mercer in the number 2 spot. Max Friese in the number 3 spot. Carter in the 4. Johnson in the 5. There you see your race leader grabbing a tear off as he heads back into the stadium down Monster Alley into the sand section.
Did he actually rip one off, or did he just swipe his goggles? I kind of saw.
I think he did a swipe readjustment very quickly there.
There you go.
Right,
so Jesse Moore on the 110 coming across Kawasaki JK Moore Enterprises. Looks like he'll have a few more laps to go. Out front here, looking good in this one. And going outside, we'll try to find Mercer here and see what happened to him. He made a big mistake. He is 2 seconds back now. Mercer, your early leader.
Jesse Moore right now trying to work his way through some lap traffic as he comes back around. He's going to cut to the inside right here through the Dragon's back. He'll be getting the white flag this time around, so one more lap after this one through the sweeper section. Michael Mercer now is going to be 4.1 seconds back. And we talked about Michael Mercer. This is his third class of the day, so at least 6 motos lined out for him today. And I tell you what, that's a lot of work on a bike. Whoa.
Yeah.
Moore getting a little bit sideways coming through the sand section there. White flag should be out. 1 lap left to go after this one.
Jesse Moore coming across. There is the white flag for Moore. Takes that inside line there and doubles through, comes out the tunnel. And through the rhythm one more time. Just have to kind of take it easy on this lap. Try to do everything, but not push it too hard. Like you said, he's got over a 3-second lead on Mercer right now. So
it's Moore, Mercer, Carter, Friese, Johnson. Your top 5, Kronk, Schmelzer, Edwards, Kellett, and Ludlam. Rounding out your top 10 here. Out of Monster Alley, your race leader goes, coming back in.
He's got the gold numbers, it looks like, on his bike.
I was just going to say, got the gold numbers here in Vegas.
Yeah. Did the old graphics job everyone does when you come to Vegas. You got to do up your bike and make it look hot. And he is going to pull it off, so the gold numbers are going to work out. It is Jesse Moore, the 110 in our 30-plus main event. He will take the win and throws it sideways. Has a nice little whip there, the 110. Mercer, JK Moore Enterprises, sorry.
Mercer not that far back from him there as they cross line. 2.1 seconds back is the gap between them there. Michael Carter, London, England, finished that number 3 spot. Tyler Johnson finishing up 4th. And Nate Kronk works his way up into that number 5 spot here for a 30-plus. Coming up next, our last race of our first set of motos. We'll take an intermission after that, and then we will head into our second set of motos. So a lot of racing still left to go. So stay with us right here on Supercross Futures for sure.
That will be 23 finishes up, and we're going to move on to 24, our 65cc main event. DePino coming back out, Gage Dunham, Jesse James Shedden on the 09, Colby Lassar, Christopher Harris, and Carson Adams on the 18.
Parker Shields on the 20. Vincent Way on the 27. That is going to be the rider to watch in this one out of Murrieta, California. Part of the Mafia Moto Crew, Answer Racing, AEO Power Sports. Son to Nick Way, longtime Supercross rider, very successful professional for many, many years. 41 of Jake Willis, the 50 of Madden Jones, the 58 of Darren Pine, another quick rider riding for B's Moto Lab, riding that Cobra machine out of Crosby, Texas. The 71 of Eli Gross out of Pacific, Missouri. The 83 of Crosby Tolan, the 84 of William Robinson, the 87 of Grayson Townsend, and the 121 of Talon Staggs, the 228 of Chase Mickles, and the 238 of Callan Toland.
We're going to go to a rider spotlight now, Mike, of Cole Blecka.
Cole Blecka, age 10, Fruita, Colorado. Racing here at Vegas means a lot. It really betters me and everybody else coming up.
Lined up on the line, getting set to go here for this one, the Cole Train.
He's got it dialed. He's got the gear. He's got the sticker on the helmet. He is ready to go. You see Lassar next to him. And they're ready to go. This is 65cc 7 to 9, race 24. After this one, Mike will go into our intermission track maintenance. It'll be about an hour or so. And get that dialed, that track dialed for those second motos and the championships here. We'll have some interviews as well with our winners down there. So a lot of stuff going to happen here in our second moto, so stick around with us. Hey, please share the feed as well. If you are watching, please share that on your socials. We would appreciate that. We're trying to get that out there to everyone. Supercrossfutures.com. Make sure you share that feed on your socials. And Blecka there, the 525, getting ready to go here on the Answer Asterisk 16 Dunlop, the Helio Concepts Hinson Pro Taper ride. 525 out of Fruita, I believe, California. Getting ready to go. Look at Cindy.
Got the 11 there lined up to the left of him. That's Colby Lesser. Another quick rider. Got the 20 there to his right side. Parker Shields out of Murrieta, riding the Husqvarna for RJR Motorsports. They're running down the line here. 65cc 7 to 9, Moto number 1. These riders all ready to go here. We'll see what Cole Bleck and the rest of the field can do as the 30-second board is up. It's sideways, looking for the gate to drop. And we're off and underway into the first turn. Bleck wheeling right out of the gate.
I was going to say, he's going to make us look good if he grabs the start.
Yeah. Everybody's going to want us to get behind him there on the start.
Right.
It's going to be Vincent Way with the whole shot here in this one, though. The 27 machine headed down Monster Alley on his way out of the stadium now. Madden Jones in second. I believe that's going to be Darren Pine in the number 3 spot.
All right, as they come around the outside and back into the stadium, look at the 525 of Blake closing in on Vincent Way as they jump into the sand section. Kind of separates some of the riders here as it gets rough and rugged through that section. Vincent Way, the 27 Mafia Moto Crew, Answer Racing, and AEO Power Sports helping out Vincent. Blake in second. They're jumping that finish line double and coming back to us through the tunnel.
Here comes Way back around into the rhythm section. Now he's going to take that inside line. Looks like Blecka going to fall right there behind him. So Cole Blecka hanging right with Vincent Way right now. Madden Jones in the 3 spot. Eli Gross in that 4 spot. Both riders seat bouncing their way out of the rhythm section there, coming back around here.
And Vincent Way hitting those doubles and that tabletop, getting through there, going wide into this corner. Double out, single into the stair steps.
Whoa!
Look at that style he's got it going on. Yeah, so I've talked to Nick a couple times about it, like he said, and even other people as well. And Vincent's speed is awesome, and his style is awesome. But they tell me, hey, sometimes it's mid-race, and then he starts thinking about video games and whatever, and something happens. they tell me that.
Well, we saw him earlier leading him a Moto number 1 as well in one of his other 65cc classes, and on that last lap, again, came off side of the track there on the Dragon's back, hit a slick spot, went down and handed over the win, ended up third in that one. He's out front in this one, trying not to make the same mistake again. Cole Blecker right there behind him in the number 2 spot. Both riders coming around with a 1:12, clicking off their fast laps early on here in this one. 1.2 seconds separate. Oh, look at Way.
Blackett closing in, too.
Wow, but Way now doubling all the way through the rhythm section. That's going to be huge for him right there. Blecker unable to do that, taking that inside line. So Way now really going to stretch this one out.
Yeah, that was a good lap for him for sure. Good section. And here as well. He is on it. Blecker behind him, about 4 seconds. So we'll see next time as they come around. Look at the space and the gap that he produced on that lap through that rhythm you were talking about where he doubled all the way through. Vincent's got the style, doesn't he?
And it looks like now he's trying to take that far right side of the sand section, the smoothest line through there. The problem with the right side is it's way smoother. There's not as much ruts, there's not as much braking bumps, accelerating bumps, but it seems to be deeper. So, a little mistake there for Way.
Squared up that corner. It was a cool little line. Goes outside, kind of missing some of the big ruts now.
Here he comes. We'll see if he does this rhythm section again. He goes wide, and he is making up so much time by doing this rhythm section. One of the only 65cc riders doing that. Way looking really good.
Nailed it. He did. There's Bleckett just coming into our picture right there. So Vincent Way, the 2.7.
Well, that last time around, Vincent Way with a 1:08.5, Blecker with a 1:11. So essentially he gains about 3 seconds a lap by doubling through that rhythm section, which 3 seconds doesn't sound like a whole lot, but when you consider per lap, that's quite a bit of time on the racetrack for sure.
Absolutely. He's got the ARMA Energy, I meant to say, helmet on there, flying colors painted that up. Black and yellow helmet, pretty cool. Answer Racing gear. Looking good on that 2.7 ride out front. Yeah, very impressive. Over the table here. Love his little style on that thing. Just kind of throwing it around. Foot off the side there. I like this outside line he takes. And doubles back into the tunnel here.
And you can see the track starting to dry out quite a bit here in this one. After this, again, we'll be taking our track maintenance break. This one will be about, as Dave said, an hour long. Lunch break for everybody. Vincent Way out front here in this one. He's got an 8-second lead over Cole Blecker. Good battle right now, shaping up, I believe, for third and fourth between Madden Jones and Grayson Townsend. They're going to be less than a second apart as your race leader works his way through the dragon back.
Little mistake there. He was watching a lapper in front of him, but it's okay. What he did there, kind of just backed it off, took it easy, gets through. So we got Blecker, Jones, and Townsend fourth. Eli Gross is fifth. Wyatt Thurman, Darren Pine, Parker Shields, Jake Willis, and Davino. Round out the top 10 here with a little bit of time left. Not much, yeah. Got a little kicker there.
Here comes Way. Should be getting the white flag this time around. 1 lap left to go for your race leader. Taking that outside line. He's going to double through traffic here.
This is the last lap, Mike. Let's see.
This is true. He's got to keep it together here on this one. Through the rhythm section he goes. Nice and clean. One more.
Perfect. Nailed it.
Vincent looking really comfortable on the bike here in this one. Flowing really well. Cole Blecker in that number 2 spot still. Madden Jones in the 3. Grayson Townsend, Eli Gross, Wyatt Thurman, Darren Pine, Parker Shields, Jake Willis, and Kevin DePino rounding out your top 10 here in our 65cc 7-9 class. There goes your race leader around the outside once again, coming back into the stadium. Look at that rut burn running all the way around that sweeper, just getting into it. Into the sand again. One final time here for moto number 1.
2 corners to go up in the CBD MD grandstand turn and over the tunnel. 1 right-hander, and it is Vincent Way pulling it off. Nice ride in the 65cc 7-9 moto number 1. Go back in our pack here and see who's coming across next. It's the 87 on our screen, Grayson Townsend. As he comes into the sand, he is currently in 3rd.
Oh, a little mistake.
Pinning it. All these kids are pinning it through the sand. trying to finish up here. It looks like Blanca finishes up second. He comes across some 14 seconds behind Vincent Way. And here should be third. Grayson Townsend crosses for third on the 87 ride out of Washington on the Fast Company Flex Handlebars Rocky Mountain ATV MC ride.
Well, our first set of motos are now in the books. It has been some wild and crazy racing and a lot more excitement still to come. Thank you all for joining us on Supercross Futures. Stay with us. We got about an hour lunch break here. They're going to do some track maintenance on the track, and we will get back to action with our second set of motos. So I'm Mike Garrison alongside with Dave Derringer, and we'll be back here very shortly right here on SupercrossFutures.com for our second set of motos.